Now, in the last couple of weeks, you may have noticed an increase in the number of moustaches you've seen wandering around. For the past month, more than 100,000 men in Britain have been growing them to raise money for prostate cancer research.
They're normally attached to your upper lip, aren't they, the moustaches that are wandering around? It's Movember. It's ended now. How many men will be tempted to keep their mo? In a moment, we'll speak to Paul Clarke to see how his moustache has been going down. Morning.
Good morning.
Very good. You grew that in a month. Well, we'll ask you in a sec. First, take a look at these. There it is.
That's it. I didn't grow that from Movember. It was the end of my summer holidays.
Paul Clarke has been supporting Movember. That is one heck of a moustache to grow in a month.
I'm very proud of it, thank you.
I bet you are.
Yes,
Are you? Had you grown one before?
Man,
I've never had a moustache before. I've played around with beards, but never gone for the top lip.
Yeah.
It was time to release the mo.
And the reason you did release the mo this time round?
Well, it's a bit of a sad story. Cancer's been on my mind this year. My mum's cancer recurred just before November, and sadly she died a couple of weeks ago. But I really wanted to do something, and Movember came along. Obviously she didn't die of a male cancer, but I looked at the work Movember was doing to raise awareness and money for male cancers, so I wanted to do my bit.
So how much have you raised?
I've raised about £1,200 so far. And I've got a link at my page, paulclarke.com, that's Clarke with an E, where you can add a little bit more.
That's £1 per bristle, pretty much, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Well done, that's a lot of money.
Thank you.
It's amazing, isn't it, that such a silly little thing can raise such an enormous amount of money. I mean, for prostate cancer, apparently, to date, they've raised, and I looked at this figure, I thought, this can't be right, more than £7 million.
There's a lot of power in the mo.
There is an enormous amount of power, isn't there? Have you seen other men growing moustaches when you've been on your travels and you've looked around and think,
I have, and there's a sort of a little bit of a wink that goes on as, are you just doing it like me? We've got an excuse here, or do you really do that?
They have been out of fashion for a while, but if it's the right kind of tash.
Yeah.
Well, I grew up with the footballers of the mid-70s, so, you know, Highway, Toshak, the Liverpool guys, and they had these mighty things.
Bandito ones, yeah.
Well, I tried that for the first 3 weeks. I tamed it down a little bit last week. For obvious reasons, but it was the full. You can see some of the pictures. It was pretty scary.
And how's it been in terms of day-to-day living with?
Well, my kids are terrified and they've gone into hiding. My wife is cold and horrified and not speaking to. It's been a lonely and cold November.
Oh no, don't say
But
that.
generally, opinion's been really divided. People love them or they hate them,
Yes.
and I'm going to miss. I'm going to miss it. Do I have to get rid of it?
Well, I don't know. Do you?
I think
Are
I
you
do.
going to get rid of it?
I think I'm
Are
going
you
to do
going to
that
get rid
right
of it
now.
on this programme? Well, don't do it now because you don't have your razor with you.
No, but I'm going to do it, and I think I'm going to come back.
see you
and
later.
Come
Yeah,
back.
indeed.
We'll see you later.
Because yours looks so much more impressive than other people's.
I like it.
30 days.
Well done.
I like
Fantastic.
it. Didn't see you before, but I like you with.
Thank you.
Now, Paul will be back after 8:30 with a man who sports one of the world's great moustaches,
yes.
Dick Strawbridge. You may remember from...
He was in Celebrity MasterChef.
MasterChef, exactly. Just in the past couple of weeks, you may have noticed an increase in the number of moustaches wandering around. For the past month, more than 100,000 men in Britain have been growing them to raise money for prostate cancer research.
Now that Movember, as it's known, has ended, how many men will be tempted to keep their mo? In a moment, we're going to speak to a Movember supporter, Paul Clarke. There he is, supporting a rather marvellous effort.
Yes. And...
Oh!
It's gone. Came back, you made a promise to come back clean shaven.
Yep.
And you have.
Yeah.
Also with him, the man who claims to have the best moustache in showbiz, and who would argue with Dick Strawbridge, who joins us now. Nice to see you both.
Lovely
We're
to
going
see
to
you.
chat to you in a moment. First, let's take a look at these.
Do you think I should do that? I should try that again.
That's a look.
Why are you laughing?
I thought it was an eyebrow.
Well, it was only after 2 weeks on my holidays. I had a beard and I shaved off to see what it would look like.
Yes.
I know, not exactly.
That was convincing, wasn't it?
Not bad.
Not as good as yours.
Your effort, I
Thank
have
you.
to say, was particularly good for a month. Tell us why you decided to grow it in the first place. What's the reasoning behind it?
Well, it's a slightly sad story, but cancer's been in and around our family this year. My mum sadly had cancer, which recurred just before November began. And very sadly, she died 2 weeks ago today. And but I went through with it, wanting to do something. Obviously, she didn't die of a male cancer, but I wanted to make a statement and make some money.
Yes.
And
did you? Did you make some money?
Yes, about 12, I think 1,300 quid now. So
An
far.
amazing amount of money raised overall. Of course, Dick, you've had yours for how long?
Oh, a long time now.
Oh, it's had you,
I never
probably.
learned to shave properly. It's a really feeble excuse for having a moustache, but I was always rubbish at the shaving bit, so I just left it.
It looks quite moisturised, if I may say.
Moisturised?
Do you wash? Do you wash it with a
What do you mean? Of course you wash it. It's under your nose.
Yes.
Come on. In fact, every morning, organic shampoo in the shower. Gotta get it
Organic
done.
shampoo.
You've got to.
Oh, so it gets special treatment.
Seaweed organic shampoo works.
Really?
You get to
So what's
keep...
that face? Come on. Look at that face.
It's a thing
Did
of-
you enjoy having yours?
It's a thing of. I'm missing.
He's
already.
missing it already, you see.
Yeah. Well, what's not? You get to keep your breakfast for a lot longer, actually. Don't you? I find because little bits of food get stuck.
I can't help feeling Dick is now more of a man. This is the problem. I now feel inferior.
Did you not see Bill says his breakfast stuck to his moustache? That was the miracle, mate. That
But
was the big moustache
is-
that food stuck to, wasn't it?
But don't you find it? It's a sort of slight drawback sometimes. You get bits of food there and
You can
other
do.
things.
Hold on. Do I look as if I can get food past my moustache?
But mice could nest in your moustache.
It does make you distinctive, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you looked distinguished
It's a
and
special
distinctive.
thing.
It was a special thing. Were you bumping into other men? This was all to raise money, as we were saying, for prostate cancer, and it did raise more than £7 million. So it's a terrific achievement. Did you notice lots of other men, and did you give them a rather knowing?
There'd be a sly sideways look to try and work out if you were a proper moustache wearer or one that's just doing it for the month.
Your wife didn't like it, did she?
She was okay. I'll have a warm reception this evening. That's for sure. That's for sure.
But it's something where people are actually starting to talk about men's health. And, right, some of the moustaches are quite jokey and they're all different
Yeah,
shapes
of
and people enjoy doing it. But we don't talk about men's health.
No.
Yeah, men's health is something to do with a rubber glove and it scares you. So,
Yeah,
we're not great at sharing that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So if you can see other people who are doing something, all of a sudden you're all together.
It's a really good
I think
idea.
Movember is a cracking way forward.
been a really good idea.
Because at least once a year men are talking
Is
about
it going to encourage people to grow them back again? I mean, is the moustache, back in favour? Or flavour even?
I don't know if it'll ever come back in the way they used to. But
Would you not grow it again? Because you did. Look, you look good.
I'm seriously tempted. I really am. I really
There you
am.
are.
I would go with it, especially in the freezing conditions.
Place to hang your icicles.
Exactly, just a little bit. Have you ever, well, you must have been when you were a small boy, clearly, but as a grown man, have you ever not had a moustache?
I've shaved it off a couple of times. Once I was ordered to when I was at Sandhurst.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hear we have a picture.
Look at that's not you.
That's a good reason to grow a moustache, isn't it?
That is
That's
not
16.
you.
That's before I started growing it.
Okay. Oh, I think we have another one.
Oh, even younger.
There we
Look
are.
at that.
Look at that for a look.
But otherwise, you've had that one for at least 20 years.
Oh, yeah, no. In fact, the last time I shaved it off, James, my son, was a baby, and that was, 25 years ago, burst into tears. But I went away for a month because I was in the military, and I came back with a moustache. He was happy again.
You are, as they say,
I feel I want to get just a small pair of nail scissors because, oh, God! You have got a small animal under there, haven't you?
and you are, as
Come
they say,
on.
stuck with it.
Yeah, I can't see it from where I am. I'm just this side of it. It just grows by itself.
Well,
Good to
thank
see
you very
that.
much for coming in.
pleasure.
And Paul,
Well done to you.
raised
Well
a lot
done,
of
mate.
money for charity, so well done you. Thanks very much. And thank you for all your Movember
You see,
pictures as well.
Dogs, moustaches, just steer clear. It's 3 minutes to 9.